Right.
Hello, I'm John, and this is a Product Forge live stream. And today we are doing an interview with Assean, CEO of Flavourly.com. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about Flavourly?
Sure. Thanks, John. Firstly, I think we have to cheers. Thanks for the interview. So Flavourly is the UK's #1 craft beer discovery club. We work with the best independent microbrews across the world to help consumers discover the freshest craft beer they've never tried and that they won't find in the local supermarket, all tailored to their very own taste and delivered for just £2 per bottle.
Oh, so these beers that we're drinking right now, are they delivered in boxes such as below?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got our delicious Flavourly craft beer box where we curate a box of 10 of the freshest craft beers anywhere in the world, tailor it to our customers' preferences based on data, and ship out every single month on 48-hour track delivery via the Royal Mail.
So is all the shipping done in-house in here?
Yes, we are in our lovely warehouse where we do all of our pick, pack, dispatch. All the beer gets tasted, and yeah, it's about time for a good beer.
Sounds good to me, So Assean, how did it all begin? Where did the actual idea for the Craft Beer Club come from?
Yeah.
What was the origin story behind Flavourly?
Yeah, so Flavourly was originally founded in 2012 by Ryan O'Rourke, and it began life as a gourmet food and snack discovery club. Ryan's background was he's from the Borders. His father was a honey maker. He used to traipse around lots of food festivals.
A bit of a foodie.
Yeah, massive foodie, and one day he couldn't get to a festival, and he was really annoyed that he couldn't discover the coolest products, and got up with the idea of creating the best product at a festival and putting it online in a box, and Flavourly was born, and so he had the idea to develop a whole range of products via online discovery. And so Flavourly ran for about 12 months, and we decided to test craft beer because we wanted some beer in the office. An idea Ryan came up with, and the craft beer really took off. And about 12 months later, we decided we had to focus on one product initially as a startup, and we decided we were really passionate about craft beer. It's a really fast-growing market, and we believed that we could build the best club in the world. So we morphed exclusively into Flavourly Craft Beer Discovery Club.
Sounds good. So where did the motivation come from? What gets you up in the morning? Where does your passion for it really come from?
Yeah, I guess that both Ryan and I want to make the best craft beer we want to make it accessible and affordable to as many beer drinkers as possible. So for us, we're really motivated to see the consumers enjoying our products that they wouldn't normally have access to. We really enjoy working with small independent microbreweries who currently struggle for a route to market, getting unparalleled feedback. So, for example, Flavourly is one of the few places on the web, apart from their own Twitter account, where a microbrew can get feedback. We launched our ratings and reviews about 5 months ago, and we've already got 30,000 user-generated.
You guys have some of the more reviews than anywhere else on the web.
Yeah. So for the beers that we feature, generally we've got more reviews than anywhere else on the web, including Amazon, Untapped, Rate Brew, places like that.
That's just huge to you guys.
Yeah,
Huge
it's
to the consumer as well.
Yeah, it's really important because our customers get to review the beers, they get to have their online tasting journal, and that feedback all goes direct to the brewery, so they get to see what customers think about their products. We can then share that data with them.
So I take it you've formed a very special relationship with most of the breweries within the UK by
this
point.
Well, yeah, we've worked with over 200 breweries so far. We'd love to work with more. But we have to be very selective on the beers that we go in the box. We've only got 10 slots in the box. Every single month is different. We never send the same beer twice. So for us, it's about continually finding the best breweries and finding the best beers within the breweries, and using the information that our customers give us, the feedback, to continue to create more beers that we think they'll like.
So shout out to any microbreweries that want to get involved.
Yeah, guys. If you've got if you're passionate about craft beer and you want to get in touch with Flavourly, we'd love to speak to you about your delicious beer. Maybe get together, drink some samples, and discuss how we can help you grow your business.
Not only microbreweries, but any potential customers out there who'd be interested in maybe getting a box of Flavourly once a month.
Yeah. Or try a one-off box. We try to make it as inclusive as possible. So we are the best value craft beer club in the world. We recently reduced our pricing down to £2 a bottle. And what we're really trying to do is we're really trying to make it more accessible and affordable for customers to access really good small batch craft as a regular go-to beer rather than a rare or occasional treat. So we've innovated in our supply chain to make that happen, and any savings we make throughout our business as we continue to scale. So our business is growing. We've doubled the business every single year on year, double again this year. And what we're doing with economies of scales, our savings are just recycled and passed back onto our customers so that we can continue to make it more accessible and to grow faster.
Well, I know personally that'd be something I would enjoy, because I know less and less people are hitting supermarkets, buying cheap drink. They want to spend a little bit extra and get something a bit more crafted to themselves. But saying that, it's not all boys, beers and banter. What have been the tough challenges that have faced Flavourly?
Yeah, I mean, there's always different challenges at different stages of the business. So we originally started off in a 200 square foot garage, Grant's garage, and then we
Nothing better than your granny's garage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We dragged the pallet around, a very small garage. But as the business continued to grow, so we've upgraded warehouse 4 times. So we've moved, every single year we've doubled in size. We've had to increase our warehousing. So I guess the key challenge for us really been around developing our product market fit, continuing to refine it and evolve it, and improve our products simultaneously. Recruiting customers online. Yep. So we are in a very competitive space. Craft beer is very popular, and building a really strong team. So I guess those are the key challenges: product, team, and then scaling up our
all challenges you're ready to face.
Yeah, exactly. They're ongoing challenges. I think you'll always have challenges in those areas, and the challenges will differ at different scales and different levels of the company as we continue to grow. As you move from 10 people to 30 to 100, the organisation structure changes. Yeah, exactly.
We have a couple of questions in. The first one is from Jamie McHale, and he asks, what does Assean do on a day-to-day basis? What metrics does he check? And how does he prioritise what he does?
Yeah, very good question. I guess no day's ever the same. What we try and do is we've got key metrics that we look at in the business, and we review our key metrics weekly. So we'll look at things like our customer retention rates. So customer retention rate by cohort. We'll look at the number of sign-ups. We'll look at the referral rate. We will look at our cost per acquisition. We'll look at what channels our customers are coming through. And we'll continue to try and optimize all of those metrics. Things like web traffic, bounce rate. So about once a week we sit down and run through all of our metrics. I guess in terms of prioritization, for us it's really about how we can make our product more accessible and affordable. And so every decision we make is driven by that agenda.
Sounds fantastic. One last question from Jamie McHale is, also, what beers does Assean think are the best? Which I'm sure you believe they are all the best.
Yeah, I guess, so for us, this is kind of, it changes regularly because we get to try so many amazing beers. One of my favourites at the moment is a beer called Detox by Crew Republic in Germany. And it's a really delicious low ABV beer, very refreshing, and I believe that we were one of the first companies to import it into the UK, and our customers this month are currently enjoying that beer, and it's got some phenomenal ratings already on our rating store.
Sounds fantastic. I need to try it out myself. So back to what I was saying before, you guys have had a few tough challenges on the way, and challenges are always changing. Has there been any regrets with Flavourly? Anything you guys would like to have changed in the past, or is it kind of each to their own?
I mean, I guess you learn a lot. So knowing what we know now, if we were able to step back 12 months ago, we would be able to accelerate the business much faster.
I guess the power of hindsight.
Yeah, exactly. The power of Captain Hindsight. So for us, really, it's about trying to take that and learn. What we are doing day in day out for the next 3 months or 6 months or 12 months, will that get us where we want to go? And the key thing about, would you have done anything different in the past? It's all about learning. So for us, it's about how can we speed up our learning cycle? How can we speed up testing cycle with customers? So those are the key things for us. We've made lots of mistakes all over the business.
But so does every business.
Yeah, exactly. We don't. That's
how you learn from them, I suppose.
Yeah, we don't want to repeat those mistakes, and there's been a lot of key learning points for us, which we've kind of implemented. Through things like product, what beers to put in the box, the delivery partner, team composition, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Everything that it takes to make a business.
Yeah.
We have another question. First off, thank you, Jamie McHale, for your many questions.
Cheers, Jamie.
We have a question from Lisa McCreary. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Where do the great ideas come from for your organisation? What is your creative process?
Yeah, probably when I'm in the shower in the morning. for some weird reason, whenever, I always have lots of great ideas in the shower, or after I go to sleep, it's weird. I'll have when I wake up in the morning, sometimes I'll dream about ideas. Like one of our supply chain innovations, like I dreamt about it. I don't know why. Maybe we're thinking about it too much. But I guess what we'll do is we'll get together as a team, probably every couple of months, and
Have a boozy one.
we'll have a boozy one. We'll essentially brainstorm. There's no bad ideas. So we're always looking for that kind of unique idea that's a little bit wacky, no filters, and then we'll start to filter and go through, and we'll turn it into a plan of items to test. So for us, it's all about testing and learning. It's like, nothing's a sure bet. So it's like the more tests we can run, the faster we can learn, and the more likelihood that we're going to get something that really works with the customers.
Try again.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you, Lisa, for your question. Next question I suppose I have is, how have you taken to the sort of startup culture, being a new business? How has that felt for you personally?
Yeah, I think so I've been involved in startups now for 5-6 years. After uni, I took a grad job with Morgan Stanley. I lasted about a year.
The lifestyle's a bit different.
Yeah, completely different. It really wasn't for me. I didn't want to be like a small cog in a big wheel. So I left that, and I, since been involved in a number of startups. So I founded a car servicing and MOT comparison website, which is similar to Go Compare for MOT servicing. That was a great learning experience. From that, I went on to pilot a mobile car service centre at shopping centres. And then I went to Babson College to do the Saltire Fellowship.
And that's with Entrepreneurial Scotland?
Yeah, with Entrepreneurial Scotland, so it's really amazing.
How did you find that year-long experience?
It was incredible. So Babson is like the #1 college for entrepreneurship worldwide, and it's an experiential program, so it's not really about textbook learning, it's more about project after project after project.
Very hands-on then?
Yeah, very hands-on, and speaking to people who've been there and done it, and getting their viewpoints and their cumulative experience. So I guess for me, the past 5-6 years it's been incredibly full on. One startup to another, but I guess it's all gradual.
So it keeps life exciting.
Yeah, exactly, and it's a continual learning experience. Each time it's a kind of evolution.
So you're still part of Entrepreneurial Scotland now?
Yeah. So the Saltire Fellows, we are part of the Entrepreneurial Scotland network. I wish I had more time to go to more events and see more people, but it's really
great organisation.
Great organisation, great bunch of people, very very helpful, very open, very willing to kind of help you in any way they can.
So I suppose the next question I have is, obviously the Flavourly HQ is based within Edinburgh. Yeah. How do you enjoy living in Edinburgh as a city? How is it for a young business? I mean, it's not Silicon Valley, it's not even the Silicon Roundabout in London. What difference does it make?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I love Edinburgh. I'm from the West Coast, you can tell with my accent. I think Edinburgh's a great place to live. It's a lovely city. I think in terms of startup, I think it's great. So we're 10 minutes from the city centre of Edinburgh, and we've got warehousing that's affordable to a startup. We've got great pool of talent as well. Yeah. So Edinburgh's got a really, really very good education system.
4 universities.
Yeah, 4 universities. It's got tons of experienced entrepreneurs, mentors. I think Scotland and Edinburgh's kind of centric to this, has the highest level of angel investment per capita anywhere in the world.
That's incredible.
And Edinburgh's the kind of hub of it, so that's been really useful. I guess like Ryan and I travel to London probably maybe once, twice every single month, and from our perspective, London's great and other big hubs are great, but it doesn't have the kind of chilled out
at-home feel.
Yeah, it doesn't have the at-home feel, and everything's a little bit less rushed. There's less competition for team. Our team would be much more expensive in London. It would be much more difficult to retain talent. The type of warehousing we've got. So because we're an e-commerce company, we can deliver nationwide through Royal Mail. It really doesn't matter where we're based, but we're quite lucky to be in Edinburgh.
Quite lucky and quite happy, I suppose.
Yeah, very, very happy.
So what makes life easier for you on a day-to-day basis? Is there any tools, tricks that makes managing the sort of busy lifestyle you lead easier?
I guess email. Like we're constantly on email. A lot of people say email's dying out, but it's really, really popular for us. Sort of key tools that we use every day. We use Trello. Trello kind of helps us manage the team.
Would you be able to tell me a little bit more about Trello for those who are not aware of it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Trello is a workflow management system. It's really like a board or a number of cards, and you can create different cards for different team members, and you can prioritise the projects that they're working on, and they can keep you updated. It's very graphical, so it's easy to see a snapshot what people are working on, what progress they're making on it, and when things have been completed or any follow-up information required. So we tend to use Trello. We also use Dropbox. Dropbox is like a godsend for us. We don't. It's a kind of a cloud management system. It's absolutely perfect. So Dropbox allows you to store files online, but not only to share them with your team. We kind of set up our entire structure on Dropbox, share files with all of our partners, images, marketing, all that sort of stuff. So it's really useful. So those are probably our key tools, as well as our own e-commerce system that we've developed. That
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah, we use
in addition to that, it's sort of related to another question that Lisa is asking, is can you explain the impact the social media has had on your organisation? So what kind of marketing do you guys use? Have you done lots of research into who buys craft beer, what they respond well to, who responds best to what? Yeah.
So we've recruited tens of thousands of customers through quite a lot of channels. So we're very prolific in testing. I guess there's two parts to that question. One is, how do you recruit customers? The second part is social. So I guess if you look at the customer recruitment funnel, there's different stages of the funnel, and I would guess that we're very heavily on direct response, which basically means that we use, for example, paid ads through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., to push offers to customers and acquire as many customers as we can, get them to join the club, experience it, and hopefully they'll stay on because they love the product. The other stuff that we do, more social. Social is really about engaging a community, curating a community, building brand awareness. It's less about direct sales. Our socials work really well for us. I think we've just hit 7,000 Twitter followers. Yeah, I mean I think the interesting stat for us is that we don't follow that many people.
Yeah.
So it'd be relatively.
It's all about ratios.
Yeah, exactly. It's a ratio. Yeah, we've got a very good ratio. I think it's like 1 to 8 or 1 to 9 in terms of follow. Yeah. So our ratio is really important. We're getting a huge amount of engagement. I think our engagement this month has been up 40-50%. So we recently recruited somebody and given an opportunity to run a social for us. He's done an absolutely fantastic job of it.
Great.
It's really driving engagement.
How long did you think that took for your social to really pick up?
I mean, it's taken years actually. Not years of focus, but just years of having it there, continuing to curate away. And I guess we just want to it's all about having fun with our customers. And
a little bit of banter back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Some of the Twitter stuff is hilarious. It gets a giggle during the day, and when customers get their boxes, don't get their boxes. It's just the banter. For them enjoying the beers. I guess what's really interesting as well is we launched a magazine, Mr. Stout magazine.
Yeah.
So Mr. Stout is our
take on
our sommelier that kind of roams the warehouse scene and drinking all the beers. And we've had a huge amount of engagement from Mr. Stout because we take all of our social media aspects, tweeting this, etc., and we actually put it into print, which is quite unusual. And we post it out to all of our customers with their boxes, so they get to see what the rest of the Flavourly customers are up to, the kind of dynamic, what's happening in the community, that sort of thing.
Sounds fantastic.
People like that.
I suppose the next question I have for you is business versus lifestyle. Lots of people say, oh, I would rather a job because I like working 9 to 5 and I know after 5 is all me time. But as a bit of an entrepreneur and CEO of a company like Flavourly, I'm sure business and life just kind of blend into one. Yeah. How do you find that? How do you manage your free time as opposed to working time, or is it all committed to the cause?
I guess we are pretty much always working, like always switched on. Which is, it's a little bit crazy, but I don't really view it as work or personal. It's just kind of enjoyable. So just kind of do.
I suppose when you're happy doing what you do.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, there's obviously very tough days, but more or less, like I kind of do what I enjoy doing every day. We set our own direction, plot our own course, and in terms of whatever want any personal time or anything like that, then we just make sure everything's prioritised. What we're working on just now is building out the team so that. If Ryan or I get knocked down by a bus, then the company would continue to develop. Yeah, that's probably our next key milestone because we've still got some key responsibilities. But overall, I think that we're always working. I think we've worked like 40. I think we tallied this up 45 out of the last 50 days. Yeah. But I guess you're doing interesting stuff and you're meeting suppliers and you're visiting breweries.
When you got this much beer in the warehouse, you can't really complain.
You've got lots of beer. You can't really complain. I guess the only thing is that you kind of have to say no to a lot of friends. Yeah. And sort of certain family stuff as well. But You know,
I
hopefully,
suppose they understand.
yeah, I think they understand, and I think it'll be worth it. You know, when a company is large enough where you can free up a little bit more time and take more of a strategic role, less of a hands-on role, I think it'll be worth it. And you have to go through this pain to get to next point. But it's fun, and I think the more intense it is, I think you learn. But you do
The
need
more
to,
rewarding it is, I suppose.
but the faster you learn, because you've got the intensity and the momentum. But you should probably hit reset every now and again, like every 3 or 4 weeks. Hit reset, take a few days off,
enjoy yourself a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just to let your brain catch up.
Another question from Mr. McHale. If I was starting a subscription box service, what key things would I have to get right for it to work?
Yeah, I guess it'd be like 3 high-level questions. Number 1, I would ask, you know, is there a need for the product or service? And well, do I think people actually pay for it? If the answer is yes, then is there a big enough investable market that I can either build a nice lifestyle business or raise investment and build a substantial business? If the answer is yes, then I would say, okay, do I believe I can win? And I guess that's like probably just a really quick framework that I would run through. And if you're really confident in all 3 points, then you know what you have to look at is what problem you're solving, and how you solve it better than anyone else. And you know that goes into a whole myriad of like pricing, type of product, your key features, all that sort of stuff. But there's quite a lot of tools to allow you to quickly launch and test a subscription model. So you've got websites like Subly or CreateJoy who provide a SAT, software as a service. You can use Royal Mail. There's a lot of box manufacturers, and you can probably get hold of their product. So you probably could get something going fairly quickly. The challenge is if you want to build an aggressive business on subscription and scale it, it requires quite a lot of capital. Just to invest in customer recruitment
and stock and
the main thing is customer recruitment. You know, to try and scale up customer recruitment and test and learn how to increase your retention and continue to develop your product. But I mean, it is doable. There's lots of really successful subscription businesses.
There's one right here.
yeah, exactly. So you've got businesses in lots of different categories. You've got obviously we're loving the craft beer. You also have like Netflix. You've got kids boxes. You've got food delivery companies. You've got shaving clubs. You've got there's lots of different niche products that are successful.
I suppose everyone has an interest somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much, Mr. McHale, for your question again. And I suppose we'll kind of move on to our last sort of topic. What does the future hold for Flavourly? What do you see from here on out? You're leaving office at 5 or so today, and what do you see for tomorrow? What's the next steps?
Yeah, I think for us, we want to continue to develop the business. So we're not looking to exit anytime soon. So there's nothing else we'd rather be doing just now. And so with that in mind, we want to build the world's best craft beer club. And so for us, that means continue to scale up the UK business and then expand internationally.
So where would you look to expand to?
I think initially we would expand to Western Europe. Some of the key member states. We've already done some research into the markets. Craft beer is booming over there. I mean, the craft beer market's grown about 20% year on year in the off trade. Online sales are also growing year on year across these countries. We've got the product portfolio. We've got an excellent team. We've got technology. Mm-hmm. So for us, it's really about deciding which markets to go in and what the entry point will be, and to really make our products more accessible and affordable. I keep going on about it. About
pass the savings on to the consumer as much as you can.
What we're trying to do is we're trying to introduce more people to craft beer. We're just helping accelerate. We're kind of like a catalyst on in terms of how the market will change. Mm-hmm. So like the UK last year, craft beer consumption was up 80%. So when you've got kind of stellar growth, it helps us. But fundamentally, that's what we want to do. We want to make products really, really accessible and affordable. And who knows, one day there might be other channels that we can do that with.
Sounds fantastic. On that final sort of note, what would be the end game of Flavourly? What is a milestone of happiness for both yourself, Ryan, the rest of the team, and Flavourly as a whole?
I don't think there's like any particular end game. I think for us, it's just about continually developing and pushing the envelope. When we get to 100,000 or 200,000 subscribers,
we just want to go to a million.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we'll look at what's next. Where else? How else can we help our customers drink better beer? So I can't see any particular kind of finite endpoint at the moment.
So do you have a thing against regular beer.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's
Just prefer it.
yeah. I mean, it's just prefer it. I mean, to be honest, like it's just nice to drink different styles of beer. It's just really good to have the provenance. So, as you mentioned earlier, people are drinking less beer overall in terms of volume, but they're drinking more better quality, more expensive beer. And so for us, it's just about trying new things. You know, we're the type of people who like to do new things, like to try new things, develop new things. You know, so it's about eat, you know, drink the same stuff every day and eat the same food every day.
So almost just a bit of a final roundup. I believe you have a voucher code that you'll be able to pass on to everyone who's been viewing this afternoon.
Yeah, we'll give everybody £10 off your first box. So you know, a nice little introductory discount. I'll get you to post it on the Facebook page. Yeah.
So everyone who's viewing this, if you look at the event page afterwards or visit productforge.live, you'll be able to get the voucher code for Flavourly, where you get £10 off your first box, I believe.
Yeah.
And on that note, I'll leave Assean to just kind of round up, tell you a few final notes about his business, and thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thanks. So thanks for listening. You know, hope you've enjoyed listening to us and hearing about Flavourly, about your small batch craft beer. Can never have enough chat about beer. You know, and as the guys say, we're more than happy for you to have an introductory discount, you know, courtesy of our friends. And look forward to hearing from you. If you get any questions, you know, drop us a tweet or drop me an email.
Well, so thank you very much for you guys tuning in. Thank you very much, Assean, for the beer, and thank you very much, Product Forge, for hosting this event.